Alright, morning everybody. It's 5:30 in the morning. We got up nice and early this morning, so we're just on daybreak. It was day 2 of this week. So we're on the side of a Coles. Shopping centre's over there because these my cars are right beside shopping centres. So you got the Coles Servo, which is all this area is owned by the Coles shop, the shopping centre. So we're going to come in, wash this one down. This one's probably dirtier than yesterday. You got a little lip up here right around the building that's got a lot of mold coming down. So we'll have to hit that one pretty hard. They've got a lot of algae. You probably can't see it so much. Oh yeah, a little bit there. So you got a lot on the signage there. So we've got to give that a nice hit. And then we'll hit this side. And then we got this fence out the back here. So we're going to throw the hose over the back and get the back wall once the sun comes up a little bit, because it's a bit dark around there at the moment. Can't quite see. But we'll get 3 sides soaped up while we waiting for the sun to come up, and we'll let that dwell, and then we'll rinse all that off, jump over the back and hit that. So let's get this hose out. So I don't know if you can see up there the bottom of the Y and the bottom of the A. There's water inside that signage. So I'm just taking a little document footage that it's not me, it's already in the signage. So if a ladder goes out, it's not my fault. So it's stuff like that that I see around the building. We just documented a little video that was already there. I've just seen that. Sometimes you don't see it, and then they'll blame you because there's water in the signage or one of the ladders went out. So you just want to make sure you take videos like this when you're unsure. So we've just started to clean. So we've just cleaned that section there, the chemicals up there. You can see just from the suspension part there where we haven't gone past. So it is pretty dirty. They've been cleaned since the new signage went up, probably a couple of years ago. So just going to give it a good dwell. So just soap up everything, heavy soap at this time in the morning, especially down this end here because it's pretty bad. So just a heavy soap, let it dwell, and then come back and give it a good rinse once the light comes up. The sun's cracked, but it hasn't come up yet. So we're just out the back here soaking up this fence, which is pretty bad. Pretty bad when you're hitting a fence at 6%, because the fence is cactus anyway. But everything's brown. It'll die off eventually. That corner there is just eating the paint away off that corner. So there's no saving that. Down here, the algae's just eating the paint off. It's just falling straight off. No, that's what this stuff will do, is it'll just eat the paint straight off the sheeting if you let it grow too much. So just waiting for the chemical to get out of the line, and then we're just gonna give it a rinse. That's all the soap still coming through. So that's just going to run into that garden bed. So it's not going to go anywhere. We've got the water coming through now anyway. So we're just going to wet down the whole back side of the building, wet down this fence again, and then we're done here. Because we live in paradise. We're so close to the surf when we work. Always got to come down to the beach when I'm this close to it. Just have a couple of minutes on the sand and think why we do things and why we work so hard. So we spend days down on the beach, relax with the kids, spend family time. You know, they're at school, but I'm out working for the day. But this is what you get. We're at our second job today, so we're doing the fence, the driveway, which is all the way down to the front there, and we're doing a house cleanup. So this is the biggest job of the day. So we wanted to hit that first, and then we've got 3 other little jobs behind that. So those jobs will be pretty quick, like an hour each job, and then this one will be a couple of hours. So we're just going to get stuck into this one. It's pretty dirty up here, but we're going to do the concrete first. So when we spray the house, we can spray house wash all over the driveway and treat the driveway at the same time. So we save time by doing the concrete first. And that way, if anything splashes up in the house, you're going to rinse the house anyway. So you kill 2 birds with 1 stone, as they say. So it's about working smarter, not harder. So we've got that. We've just been informed that we've been chasing one bill off a person for the last 2 months. We've been chasing him to get payment. What my wife, because the kids go to a private school, and you know, there's a whole bunch of doctors and lawyers and solicitors and stuff that send their kids there. And she's really good friends with one of the solicitors, and they sent us a letterhead or copy of a lawsuit type thing for us. So they mocked one up for us free, and we sent that to the customer last week and said you had to pay that bill by Wednesday, otherwise we were seeking legal action against the bill. The bill was like $600. It's not much in the scheme of things when you look at what you make for the whole year, but you still don't want to lose money that you burnt. So we've just received payment this morning, which is Tuesday, one more day before we process that thing. We didn't want to process it because of all the costings and the money that's involved in it, because in Australia it costs a ton of money to sue somebody, and then it's just paperwork and time, and it's just easier just to let that bill go and not deal with it, but we try and threaten all the way to the end until we get the money, and then it's really hard to try and get that money out without costing more money than what it's worth. So in the scheme of things, we only used petrol on that job, so it wasn't a big outlay. But like on bigger jobs, if it's not for a body corporate itself and it's been approved by the committee, I always take deposits on the much larger jobs, especially jobs that have lots of materials. So that way you cover your butt, really. So if you're doing a big ceiling job for a customer, it's $2,000 or something like that, hey, we take a 40% deposit, and that covers materials. That way you get something rather than nothing. A lot of the times we won't take the deposit until day of. That way we can show them that if we don't do the job, they can keep the materials. But we need bank transfer of the deposit. So that's just the way I tackle it. It just saves losing money. But then normally a customer that's doing a big ceiling job has got the money, but then you can't suspect anything these days. So you always got to make sure you just cover your ass on any job that you do. But I would say if you lose 1% of what you turn over for the year, it's not going to affect you that much, but you still want to minimize any losses at all. So that's just my thoughts, and we're going to get onto the job. So I just thought I'd sit down and chat with you a little bit, because the wife went after that one. She was calling him, she was emailing him, and she's like, can I do this? I'm like, you just do whatever you want. If you want that money, you chase it. And I just let her go do whatever she wanted to do. And I'm just like, I just want to work and keep working to top up the bank account. And she just went after it. Like, she called him every 3 to 4 days, called him up and say, hey, we haven't received that payment. So what you have to do before you engage a lawsuit is what we didn't know, or debt collectors, is you have to have three warnings of you have to warn them 3 times before you do it, or something in Australia. Quite sure that's what she was saying. So you have to email a warning, email another warning. That was a council truck just drive past me, so they're watching me. Council's a little bit relentless on pressure washing, guys, but yeah, we're only washing water on this driveway, but all the runoff is going on for grass area. So yeah, once again, 3 warnings, and then you can seek legal action. So that's what we found out. And then if you go through QCAT, which is like the Queensland part to go through, it takes 6 months to get a hearing and blah blah blah. So it's going to take longer to get your money. So the more you can threaten and try and get that money quicker, the better. So the council truck, he's come back. That's the second time he's turned into the street. He's watching. So am I. But yeah, we'll show you where all the runoff goes. Up here we've got a grass pit. So all the water will run down this driveway and it gets caught in this grass area here. It's got to go up and over to get into the water catchment. So all the runoff and debris, as you can see, all the sand and stuff is just built into this end of the gutter. So we'll blast this out with a pressure washer and clean it all up, but that's where all the settlement's going to end up. And we post-treat now, we don't pre-treat a lot of the times because we don't want the runoff. So we'll post-treat, so that way the chlorine soaks into the concrete and stays there. So that's what we tend to do at the moment. That way we can get around the council a little bit more. But we're just going to get stuck into this job. Alright, so we're all finished this one. House, driveway and fence right around. It is 10 o'clock. So 3 hours, talk with the customer for 3 hours. We're done and dusted. Moving on to the next job. So we're just at the next one. So just a little driveway, because they're all townhouses right across here, and then we just got a little pathway to the front door there. So pretty quick job. The other ones will be 2 driveways after this, and then I've got to go finish another job. So we'll end up doing 6 jobs again today. and possibly another one if we got time. So there we go. So I finished that driveway. I just had to quickly pack up and move because somebody wanted to get into their garage because there's not much room on these roads. So as soon as I park in one area, this is another reason why I went from a trailer to a truck, because to get into these areas you can't put trailers in these areas. Tradies pretty much have murder trying to get in to do anything in these areas. So we're gonna head, because we're pretty close to the chlorine shop, so we're gonna head there, top up, and then we're gonna head up to the next area, which there's 2 jobs side by side. So nice little tight run today, is what we like to do on our runs like this. Is we'll put them where we're doing the furthest job first, and then we're working our way back home. So go get some chlorine. So I've got a little patio here. I've just moved all the pots out, so I can clean the whole area for them, and the driveway. So I always do little things for free. Took me like 2 minutes to move all the pots out. It'll take me 2 minutes to move them all back. They're all light. And then I'll probably clean up the gutter a little bit for them out the front, so it looks nice and tidy. So as you can see, it is quite dirty out here. The water doesn't go anywhere, so that's what we're going to do on this one. And that's all of it back together. Ba-boom! That quick. So just finish off the driveway. Let's get the hose and just rinse that concrete again. This is where I dragged that pot over. But at the start of your business, it's the small things that matter to get your first 100 5-star reviews. So this is the type of stuff you want to do at the start of your business to get your 1,000 Google reviews. So we just finished this driveway. That's Mount Coolum in the background. Got some little waterfalls coming off that from the rain for the last couple of days. But we finished this one. We cleaned up all the drain, all the guttering, all the way up. So it's all nice and tidy at the front of their place. So we're going to move to the next one, which is the last one on the schedule, but I got another 2 jobs to do after that. So we're at the other job. It was literally, I typed it into GPS, it was 1 minute from the last job. It was literally down the road. So this is a key indication when we're booking jobs. We try to leave 3 days between approvals, and we try and book 1 job a day and then backfill into the same areas that come through. And then once you book a 1 week to 2 weeks out, and then you get jobs like this that pop up on the schedule, then you can slot it into that day. When you're already in the area, yeah, fair enough, they probably jump in the line, but when they're in the area and they only take 20 minutes and they're 5 minutes down the road, it's literally, why wouldn't you book it in that day and get it done, instead of driving all the way back over here 20 minutes from home to knock it out when I'm like literally a minute down the road from the next job. So we're done the last driveway. We're gonna head and finish off one other job because it is 2 o'clock in the day, and I'll go get that one finished. So that's another job squared up, and then I'll call it a day because I've got another early start tomorrow. So yeah, so we did all the exposed aggregate there. We didn't quote for that little footpath there, but we just knocked it in for them. All they wanted was in front of the door done and the driveway done. Oops, so glary, so bright now. So we did all that, cleaned all that out. We've dropped chlorine on it, so it's nice and clean all the way up there. Yeah, so nice easy job today. So we're gonna finish this little footpath that we got left. We run out of fuel last Friday, so we're just gonna knock that out now, and then that one's finished. we can invoice that $3,000 for that job, and then we can get paid. So yeah, all done today. We'll see if we've got anything else.